I'm Gigi.
Hi, Mimi.
Oh, she's mad. She don't got a
My head
matcha.
hurts.
For context, we just spent about 5 minutes plus discussing how to organize this episode and what happened over the course of the week. Because it felt like so much and so little happened. And then we
Like
couldn't
everything
agree.
and nothing.
And then eventually, I said I wanted to go by couples. She said she wanted to go by day. Then as she was looking at each day, she was like, wait, what?
Yeah, and it's just a reflection of my ADHD. I'm
It's
sad
okay.
about it.
But anyway, we're going to talk about couples because it's the
We're gonna go by
easiest way.
couple.
But then kind of by day, because I feel like it's organized really well as far as like who we care the most and least about, / what's happened. So talking about Corbin and Parmida first, it shouldn't be a secret. They gone. We had to sit through some wild karaoke competition.
It was. I think the producers are just at this point creating these things to publicly embarrass these people, and I feel bad. I genuinely do.
Listen.
I'm just like, I understand you guys are pissed at these people. This is taking it to a whole other level.
I, on the other hand, am such a big Love Island fan that I think that this was them trying to cash in on the talent show that they usually do in the UK every year. They've been doing since season 7, I think. Oh no, actually, I think maybe they've been doing it for longer than that. But they do, couples can either do stuff together or each individual person does stuff, and people pick talents. We've seen bad dancing. We've seen people kicking soccer balls around. We've seen bad magic. We've seen incredible singing by Millie at a little piano. Like, they do that every year. And so, but then people pick what they're going to do. It took me so long to put together why a karaoke contest was happening. Because finally, like, Ian said something about, like, they're singing in a shower. And I was like, oh, and it's body wash and skincare. Got it. They're singing in the shower. I'm there now.
I just
And
don't care. I literally don't care. If I'm being quite honest about this season, I'm over it. I'm ready for it to be done. I feel like I'm just watching bullshit at this point. Nothing good is happening. Nothing
But
great.
it's because of the people. It's because of the people.
That's true. And I think the consensus is the same all around that I've been seeing on the internet. It's just like, we're bored at this point. End it. Why are we dragging it out?
Well, it is over. Technically, it's over.
But it should have been over a long time ago. It should have been over a long time ago.
For a certain amount of weeks. They can't help. When I talked to the person in PR, he literally said he thinks everyone was playing it really safe in the first half of the show, and that really affected the entire show. I don't think there's nothing else I'm really upset about other than, and I told him, I was like, I think the casting was a little bit lacking. There are people that I love. I understand the people that people love, but I think that overall, the casting and the mission they gave to the people, and Love Island is just in that era for the US that it was in for the UK for a while, because there was a point where the show had gotten so big in the UK and people had done so well coming out of the show that it was very clear that people were scared to move crazy and like jump around because they felt like they would be tarnishing their outside reputation because they had been there. These were people who had watched and seen what had happened to certain people, like as social media got more prevalent, because like the most popular season was kind of like just before, like people were constantly online, like everybody, like really and truly everybody, because that was 2019. It's like before TikTok is really happening. And then Instagram doesn't have reels. Like, not everyone's like posting their thoughts 100% of the time about these shows. Whereas now there's how many millions of TikToks and Instagram reels are coming out from the show. It was like basically just tweets. So people really saw the effect of that, blah, 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 blah. And up until like 2 years ago, Love Island wasn't really like, it wasn't like now where you can walk around and everybody's talking about it. I feel like this year's the first year that everybody in the real world Like, I work in a restaurant, I'm walking past tables and I'm hearing Love Island this, Sincere that, Melanie, names, 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 names. Like, I can find someone to talk to about it constantly now. Whereas before it was kind of like, oh, do you watch Love Island? And they said the viewership has exploded. I am really on a monologue. I'm so sorry. And so, as a result, I think that now that people are so much more aware of the show who are going into the show, and also because they listened really well to what everybody asked for. They said, we want normal people. You got some really normal people who were scared to move crazy. Say what you want about Kenzie. She's one of the only ones giving us what we wanted to see in any way, like giving us drama, you know, giving us something juicy, like people doing weird stuff. And Sincere as well. He's diabolical. But if Sincere and Kenzie hadn't moved the way they moved, there would be literally nothing. There would be nothing. They even pointed out that basically everyone there is OGs at the final dinner. So, hey, can you push your headphones more in your ears, maybe? I can hear myself. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I can't hear myself as well. Wait, now I still can. That's weird.
I don't know why.
Sorry, everybody. Hopefully it gets cut out. Let us know. But anyway,
Yeah,
I'm just
I don't
saying,
know.
everyone's too hyper aware of like how they might come off in the real world. So, and they're just scared to make moves, etc., etc. And I just think Love Island UK suffered from it for like 2 or 3 years, so we just might be in that era of Love Island in the US. Oh,
I'm over it. Getting back to my point, I'm over it. That's it. That's all. Want to talk about couples? Let's do it, because I'm ready. I came in, I woke up, and I chose violence over this villa. I have such great things to say about UK. I don't have anything really positive to say about what's happening here.
oh my God. Okay. Well, the singing contest was brutal to watch. The only thing I could come up with was that they were not playing the music for them.
I don't know. You're telling me I was watching this. Shout out to Taylor. I told her I would shout her out. Taylor and I
Okay.
watched
Hi,
this
Taylor.
together. She was like, out of all of these people, not one of y'all can hold a tune. And you might be right that they didn't play the music for them, but I refuse to believe. And I just want to believe that none of these people can carry a tune, except for Trinity and Kenzie, who did fairly well.
Which is crazy because Kenzie said she was a bad singer to start with. Meanwhile, Parmida was like, I've been singing my whole life. It's like,
Girl,
and
sounding like a damn turkey.
she kept doing it. Ariana got there and went, are you guys ready to sing? And she did that shit. And I was like, hello? What are we doing?
I don't know. I don't ever know what goes on in that girl's head. So
Here's my other explanation is that people were sabotaged by their partners not being able to sing. Because I don't know about you, but I tried to sing along to a couple of those songs and I could not get my pitch right because they were so fucked up. And I would be like, I would start right and then immediately fall off a cliff. And I was like, these motherfuckers are so bad. So that's my theories. They're sabotaged by their partners, and also they didn't have the backup music. My theory is that the karaoke machine just had the lines. Like they've been played the music earlier and they were just trying to like they were classic enough songs that they knew like the tunes or something, because they also usually don't play music on the show to keep audio clear. So that's the only way I can imagine it was so bad and they got clean audio.
okay. Well, either way, again, secondhand embarrassment from everyone. I'm so sorry that they had to go through that. At the end of the day, Kenzie and Dylan were crowned king and queen of karaoke.
And then it saved them from being dumped? What? Because you can karaoke? First of all, I also had this conversation with the PR person from Peacock. We said opposite opinions. I said I think that the compatibility thing should have been a shock dumping. I don't think anyone should have known that giving their opinions on whose compatibility was happening was going to dump people. I think they should have just given honest opinions, and then Ariana should go, well, as the least compatible couples, because they've done this, that means you're going home now. And then everyone would have been like, and I do think the answers would have been a little different. I think Melanie would have gotten a little bit more. I think Kenzie would have gotten a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you bring up a fair point.
So, and then PR person, I'm so sorry, I did not get your name. I know you're not listening to this, but if your team's listening to this, because he told me that he doesn't listen to all the podcasts because he can't keep up, but he tells everyone on his team to listen to all the podcasts. So if someone on the team's listening to the podcast, hello. Hello.
Hey.
I did not catch your boss's name and all the talking we had. But his thing was, he said that they should have let them know that winning the karaoke contest was going to give them an advantage. Because then I think people would have really been throwing it back
Mm-hmm.
and trying to do more. Kenzie would have done 3 more splits if she had known.
Oh my gosh. I mean, she carried Dylan. Let's just be real. And it was great. I think I was entertained by them. That was the only couple that I was really entertained by. Zach and Kayda, I'm so sorry.
They gave them a bad song, though.
Truly.
Horrible song. Atrocious.
Eats on camera. Then talks about me wanting to eat a Biscoff cookie yesterday. Come here.
I'm hungry. We've been recording for so long. But anyway, so at the end of that, there's a dumping. Who else was in the bottom? Oh, Zach and
Corbin
Kayda.
and Parmida and Zach and Kayda. And then everyone had to decide, but each couple had to decide which couple they wanted to save, which we knew that they were going to save Zach and Kayda, because why would they save Corbin and Parmida? Let's just be real.
Although I have to say, once Zach and Kayda had enough votes, and I'll say this every time, can the last couple just go stand behind the people that are going home to give them some support? The other couple will fucking understand. There were 5 couples left to vote, right? Yes. There are 5 couples that got to vote. 1 couple went behind Corbin and Parmida. 4 couples went behind the other. They already had 3.
Mm-hmm.
They were safe. I don't remember who the last couple was. I was like, but just as a respect thing, this reminds me of season 6 where that one girl was standing by herself and like 2 boys went behind the boy who was probably going home, and not one girl, even the girl who tried to be like, we're friends, went behind this other girl who was new. When they did a lineup behind who you want to save. Meanwhile, the other girl had like 10 people behind her. And even the girl who was like, I have your back, and she was the very last one to vote, was like, you can't go stand behind that girl just to hold her hand? Just to be like
rude.
half decent? Like, I know that Corbin totally understood, he knew he was going home anyway, but I'm just like, when the other couple or the other people are that safe, just go stand behind your other friends to be like, I just want you to feel a little supported. That's what I would do. And then I would explain to the people that are safe, be like, you were already safe. I just wanted them to feel like somebody else was on their side. It's not as bad as when that girl had absolutely 0 people standing behind her, but it's still pretty bad considering that Corbin is such good friends with all of the boys and has been there. He was like the first male bombshell, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, so he's been there basically since day 1. He's basically an OG.
True.
Like, come on.
Yeah. And the fact that, I don't know if it was before this, where Corbin felt betrayed by Sincere because Sincere wasn't honest. And then you couldn't even go stand behind your boy.
Yeah.
It's just...
I think it was Melanie and Sincere who was last, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, I did have an answer to your question. It was Melanie and Sincere who were last. They could have stood behind Corbin and Parmida, but, you know, Melanie was probably like, Kayda's my girl. worth standing behind Kayda.
But Kayda's safe.
I know. It's just no one in that villa makes any sense besides
No,
Carl.
they don't. It's kind of
Besides
a fever
Carl.
dream, to be honest. The whole US season's been a bit of a fever dream with the people.
Yeah.
So Corbin and Parmida left, but they did have the biggest smiles on their faces of anyone who's left the villa all season. They're perfect for each other. They are.
They just don't sweat the small stuff. As long as they're hot and work out together, they're fine.
They will be one of the happiest couples in the whole world. Quite possibly.
Gas could cost $10. And they're like, as long as I can afford getting to the gym so I could be hot and look good for my man / woman, we're fine.
Because I look at you and I see me.
Right.
It's like,
I look at you and I see me.
I'd never seen somebody so much like me before. Like, you're so hot. I'm so hot. We gotta. I can't not do this.
Jesus
Crazy
Christ. Crazy work. All right.
work.
Moving
Goodbye.
on.
Goodbye, sweet, sweet muscleheads. R.I.P.
Who else is next?
I think we should go ahead and talk about Kenzie and Dylan because they spend like the whole next day fighting. It's basically the Kenzie and Dylan show, I feel like. And
yeah. I'm just gonna say, sure, your Dylan's feelings are valid. Also, get over it and move on. Kenzie was the bigger person, I fear, at the end, and was like, I'm sorry, let's put this to bed. And that's all he really wanted to hear was an apology, which I just,
yeah.
I feel like, at first I was confused. I was like, do you want reassurance or do you want the apology or do you want both? Because she was giving you all the reassurance. She
Yeah.
can't just, this whole movement of like, prove it to me, I understand is very difficult in the villa because you can only do so much with what you have.
Also, there are no more bombshells. The show's over, or time is over. Like, what am I supposed to show or do that's gonna make you feel better right now?
Exactly.
And also, BT dubs. How is Dylan this crazy about Kenzie being like, I've seen this happen before. You said to so and so you wanted him to meet your family, which babe you did. You did say that you could see Caleb fitting in with your family, something, and then went and kissed Corbin. So I get it from Dylan because she's like, I've never said that. It's the face that Kenzie makes when she's been caught out. It's look at me. She makes that face every time she's been caught out, and she can't. Like it's. I think it's her processing face, like her buffering and excuse face. So I was like, oh, because
Not buffering.
also Melanie also called her out this week for saying like you're my best friend, blah blah blah, when they did the compatibility thing, and was
Right.
so mad that Melanie and Sincere voted for them as least compatible and was like, you're my best friend, I would never do that to you. And Melanie's like, I'm shocked that you said that because like I do feel like I'm like a best friend to you, but I don't feel like you've been a best friend to me. She called her out for like being around Sol and Jen all the time. She didn't bring up Jen, but that's what it was. Kenzie gravitated towards the bombshells and like left her other girls behind is what it seemed like. I saw plenty of takes on that. It was like, does anyone notice that Kenzie's hanging out with the only other white girl? Does anyone notice this? Anyone notice that?
Oh, we noticed.
That she's like defending Sol. Like, yeah, Kenzie, you were not there for her. And she made the exact same face when Melanie talked to her about that. And she was like, I'm like, girl.
My thing with Kenzie is like, it takes her a minute to process, but at the end of the day, she always comes around and says sorry. The only time she didn't need to process was movie night, and she saw it for herself, and she couldn't come up with an excuse, and she just
Didn't
took it
have
on
to
the
buffer
chin
that.
and was like, "Yeah, I was wrong. I'm sorry." But it, eventually they made up, and then
You're so far away.
I know. I can't pull the thing any closer to me and my back is hurting. And so are
Okay.
my legs.
Oh, poor baby. I'm just dying over there. Um,
Truly.
yeah, so then I got in the way of my own statement earlier. How's Dylan the same man who's losing his mind over this shit and being like, you need to prove this to me? You like, how do I know? How do I know? How do I know? How do I know? Meanwhile, like it's something that she barely did to him and that she was very upfront about when it happened, that she went and kissed someone else, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's the same person who keeps saying, how long does Sincere have to suffer? How long does Sincere have to keep doing this? I
Oh
can't
my
believe, I
god.
feel bad for Sincere. He's like putting in the work and he's just getting shit on. Like, hello? Sincere can suffer forever for all I care. Sincere and Melanie could be in the old folks' home. Oh, she's sitting up now. He could be in the old folks' home. And she could be going, you're still working on proving it to me, by the way. You're still, like, don't think that I ever forgot. I don't care. He was dastardly compared to what Kenzie did to you. Because he's been doing it to the same woman over and over. Kenzie's been kind of like, a little like, about who she likes from the beginning. Sincere, and Kenzie's been jumping around. She's been like, oh, I like you, oh, I like you, oh, I like you. I don't know. Sincere has been going, Melanie, I'll hold you down, and then fucked around every time. So, different. So, Dylan, pick one. Pick one. I hope you hear this
Yeah.
somehow. Because I liked you, Dylan. You're funny. But your rules and your morals need a little check.
I don't understand. Dylan kind of lost me, and spoiler alert, I'm glad he's gone because he wasn't going
Bye.
to be in my top 4, to
Neither
be
was
honest.
Kenzie. She was never going to be in anyone's top 4. She's been driving everyone crazy from the jump.
She has, but she won me over at the end. I really do think, even though she moved kind of weird, she did have a Love Island experience, and even though it rubbed people the wrong way, that's what she's there to do at the end of the day. I was a
Yes, it
little upset
is.
with her at one point too, but you have to be like, this is Love Island. She did explore. The only difference between her and Sincere, not barely, but like, she was more honest about things. She wasn't completely honest the
Yeah.
whole time, but she told more truths than Sincere did, because Sincere told 0 truths. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Still to this day, not
So,
telling the truth.
still to this day, not telling the truth. And Dylan, how long are you gonna talk about how Sincere, like,
Is
are
suffering?
you are you asking how long he's gonna put up with his own actions?
Yeah.
Because that's what he's doing. He's putting up with his own actions, and he needs to. So let it be. Leave him alone. Love you. Bye. Literally, goodbye. You're out of my villa, which, go have fun in Georgia, Kenzie. Have a blast. Also, her last
Uh,
split.
that's where I put on underwear.
That's why I put on underwear. So she could do one last split. And icon.
That was the best one, I gotta say, because I forgot she could do it. She actually hadn't done one all week that we'd seen since the karaoke, and she just like, one last split.
Yes. And the underwear that she had on were so childlike. I was like, girl, could you at least put on like just black underwear or something? Just
Nude?
plain
Nude? Nude? Something? I couldn't see
something.
it. I was watching on my phone, so I didn't see the underwear, but girl,
I
she
think it
went
had
out
like
with
a
one last
rainbow on
clam.
it.
Did it?
It looked very like, I would wear those if I were 6.
Just one last clam slam.
Yes.
Okay, so then let's go on ahead to KC and Titi. We're going in
TT.
or
Sorry.
we're going ahead into people who got dumped. Oh, which by the way, did Kenzie and Dylan's family conversation go well? I was really tired the night that came out, and I was like, I watched Trinity and Bryce's family, I watched Aniya and Carl's family, and then I fast forwarded to Sincere and Melody because I was like, I have to know what happened with this. So how did Kenzie and what's his face's conversation go?
It was really, really good, actually. And
Really?
at the end, well, Dylan's family liked Kenzie, Kenzie's family likes Dylan, and at the end, right before Dylan's family left, Kenzie pulled Dylan's mom to the side to have a conversation with her. I know. That's another reason why I was like, you know what? She's grown.
Why did
And
that
she
make
was
me
just
emotional?
because it was really sweet of her, and I think
Growth.
it really showed who she is. You know, she even admitted she didn't know how to navigate situations in the villa, especially because they were situations she's never been in before. So we have to give her some grace. She has grown, obviously, from, you know, the whole thing, but she pulled Dylan's mom to the side and she was just like, I just want to let you know, I really like Dylan. He's super great. You raised a wonderful son. And even Dylan's mom was like, I don't think Kenzie did anything wrong.
Well, here's my thing. With Caleb, she left that man totally in the dark, like completely and totally shut out in the dark. With Dylan, she walked right up to him right after and was like, listen, I'm really touchy. This happened, that happened. We kissed. Like, she was very transparent. Like, 2 minutes later, went and came back and talked to him. Was like, look, we had this conversation. It just happened. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, that is. You gotta admit, Dylan, that's very different from what happened to Caleb. Caleb didn't know until a fucking recoupling, and she was
Yeah.
actually done with him also.
Mm-hmm.
So, come on. So I'm glad that that went that way. I was gonna say I give them a month. I'll up that to 3 months to 6 months for them. That's how long I think they'll last.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he seems really dedicated, and as long as he doesn't keep sweeping things under the rug, and as long as she's open to hearing him, that'll, I think it'll be fine. I didn't know he lived in Chicago, or I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe his family lives in Chicago, but she was like, I can't wait to come see you guys in Chicago. So,
I think Kinsey would do well in
hey,
Chicago.
I hope I run into Kenzie here. I live in Chicago, in case anyone didn't know.
That's where we met. I do
Yes.
think she would do well in Chicago. We'll
Chicago.
see. We'll see. I don't know because I just think that he seems to have such them for her like underneath because even when they were leaving he was giving a little salt, like just a little bit salty, and I'm just like that's why I say 3 to 6 months. What's your guess on how long they'll last?
I'm a hopeless romantic, so I want to give them a year.
That is hopeless romance.
Yes.
1 year, 1 calendar year.
1 year.
Okay, now that we did that last little button up, KC and Titi had grown on me. Titi
Mm-hmm.
grew on me the most. Casey took accountability. So, you know, they're cute.
They're cute. They're okay. Um, Casey asked Titi to be his girlfriend. Titi's never been a girlfriend before, so I just, I also am on the train of like, I don't believe in asking to be boyfriend and girlfriend in the villa. I think that should take place outside the villa when you've actually experienced life together, because you're basically in one big giant honeymoon phase until
Yeah.
life hits you, and then you deal with the real things.
Also, here's the thing. One part of why I feel like Love Island works and people can kind of get together is written on the whole, for most of the people that are on the show, live in a place that is the size of some of our larger states or
Mm-hmm.
medium-sized states, like the size of that entire country. So, like most people, like the longest drive they have from each other, maybe if they happen to be on polar ends, is like 6 hours, 8 hours, whatever, to drive. Shorter train ride, really short plane ride. Here in the United States of America, you got some distance, man. Like, it is different when you live in
Mm-hmm.
different places, different states, especially here. It is very different. Long distance is a whole other ball game because it is not that cheap, not that easy to get to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Although it seems like Peacock is pretty set on getting people in LA to shoot this after the villa stuff. So, like, that's a whole other ball of wax. But, it's you get out of the villa, and all of a sudden, you don't see them 24/7. You're not living with each other anymore. You have other things you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Like
So,
work.
yeah. So we shall see how that goes for them as far as boyfriend girlfriend, because I think on All Stars, if anyone who watches USA has watched All Stars this past year, someone named Scott got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of flack for saying he was not going to make this girl his girlfriend in the villa. And he was like, I don't even know how she answers the phone, which was like one of the weirdest things to bring up. But it's true. He doesn't know how she answers the phone. He doesn't know if she answers the phone, or if she texts, or if they'll FaceTime. Like, he doesn't, you don't know a bunch of these other little things that go into the survival of a real world relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I just, like, wasn't impressed. Like, it was cute, but just somebody go back and find the video of Luke and Shanice Fudge in Love Island UK season 6, where literally at the time the villa was like, it was like a strange, like, 3-story house, but like they had patio, they like the outside was like 3 levels, so people were going up and down the stairs all the time, and he did a scavenger hunt and called her a princess Allison, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So anytime any of these boys are like, I'm gonna do a scavenger hunt to ask her to be my girlfriend, I'm like, you'll never touch Luke and Shanice. I was like, I can't watch it. It won't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not impressed. And also sometimes there's always a little something when the finals or the last vote is 2 or 3 days away, and you're like, I'm gonna make this big gesture of love right now. And it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
I see you. Maybe you
Yeah.
know that the show is ending.
I mean,
Maybe you know
they're
that being
not.
boyfriend and girlfriend might be how you win.
I don't know. I don't know. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know.
It's early. But they did have a decent shower saying theirs was the only one of that disgusting, disgusting grocery challenge that I watched. Never again. Peacock, listen to me. Look at me. Never again. They've done that challenge for years, but I've never seen them pick such disgusting food items.
I know. I don't think I'd personally be able to do that. I feel like, guys, just I'm leaving the villa at that point.
Like, I
I'm
feel like it's
so
usually,
sorry.
I feel like it is usually like ketchup and orange juice and things like that, which is still disgusting, but
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't gag from watching stuff like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be really crazy for me to like start getting a physical reaction. And the second the mushrooms left anyone's mouth, I was like I was having such a hard time. I was like, I refuse to watch the rest of this because I see what this list is like. Beans and mushrooms and pickled eggs, sardines,
And pickled
mackerels?
onions.
Absolutely not. Just,
Mm.
they usually don't pick things that already look like regular puke. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, Zach and Kayda loved it. They killed it. I unfortunately sat through that whole thing because I love to torture myself.
Quarrely pop!
You didn't miss out on much. Honestly, I was like, this is just filler. Another excuse for producers to embarrass these people. Just especially with the whole slip and slide at the end part. These people were
That was
falling
the other thing that put
everywhere.
me over the edge, where I was like, why do they need to be falling over also the entire time and covered in Nickelodeon slime? Sadistic. So sadistic.
Exactly.
Maybe, like, it's
Um,
not like a full complaint, but we could just dial it back like 20% next year. I don't need these challenges to be as embarrassing, and I need the challenges to make people upset. Like, I was shocked. I don't think I've ever seen a challenge happen that close to the end before. And, like, usually,
mhm.
like, I just want to see people get upset from the challenges. You know what I mean? Like this whole time, no one's been mad about anything anyone's done in a challenge. So I've been kind of like fun, silly.
Yeah,
That's it.
it is what it is. We digressed so hard. Sorry, TT and KC, but you got dumped from the villa anyway, which love you both.
Yeah,
Wish you the best. TT, I hope that man doesn't treat you like dirt. That's all I'm saying.
it's true. It's true. And I just do, I feel for her because I think she's like a misunderstood soul. I think she might be a little like, I think she probably can come off a tad rough around the edges, but all the girls had such lovely things to say to her when she was on her way out. And she clearly has depths and depths of emotion. You know, she's
Yeah.
clearly really soft on the inside, a real sweetheart. And I do wish her the best. I know everyone else is on the Casey redemption arc at this point. I'm like, fine, but like prove it to me. I don't know.
That's how I feel too. Like, I'm proud that he took accountability for his actions. I'm not sure how genuine he is, really. So, God bless them on the outside. Vaya con Dios.
How long do you think they'll last?
I also give them a year. That's being generous.
I think that's like reasonable. I think like somewhere between like over 6 months to a year, maybe a little longer. I don't know. Um, but I could see them doing well. How old is he?
I don't
Oh my
know.
God. One second. How? I feel like he's young. How old is Casey Love Island? He's This is a picture of the wrong man. Um however, he is 23. Um
Oh, so he still has his whole life ahead of him,
yeah,
and his
I don't know
frontal
that
lobe
they'll
is not
last long.
developed.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I will be surprised if they have a long-lasting relationship. I'll be happy for them. I will be happy for them. I think stranger things have happened. There are a few couples from the US that I've been like, they're still together, that I fully thought there was like nothing there and that they were like basically fake. So, you know,
Leah
like
Miguel.
for real, that's exactly who I was thinking of. And I'm still honestly surprised that Nick and Alandria are still together. I didn't see them really
I
get
thought they broke
together.
up.
Oh, did they? Okay, never mind. I lied. I thought I saw that they were at a thing like at the beginning of the season. Let's see. Are Nick and
And we're just Googling things. So you could just see, this is what I'm talking about. We could care less about this villa. We're over here doing all of these things. Whatever. It ends on
they were
Sunday.
still together in May. I don't know. They were still
Oh,
together in June.
I thought I saw some things on the internet, especially on Twitter, being like, and Nick and Alandria are done.
Who knows? Maybe it was recent. Maybe it's really recent. They still lasted almost a whole year, but that is also like a working theory is that did they win last season? I cut out on last season. I was over it
I also did too.
because I was really mad at Ace for hijacking how people voted. He was like, "People are in love. Get them out of here." And I was like, "Hello?" Which is why you had no solid couples by the end. Who I'm so sorry. This is and people are like screaming at their into their headphones like,
Oh
I
no, they
know
didn't
the answer.
win.
Okay. Well, a general theory has been that the winning couple signs a contract to stay in a couple to be marketable for a year. Because there have been a
Oh.
lot of couples that have won the show and stayed together and like broken up like the second news comes out about the next season. So
Mm-hmm.
that was why I was like, if they won, it could be reasonable that they just broke up because that's happened many, many times before. Yeah, Casey's got his whole life ahead of him. He's 23 years old. How old? Tiara.
Lord, here we go. I'm so and probably people are like, why are we listening to this? I'm
I'm
so
so
sorry.
sorry. Okay, she's 25. Yes, if they last longer than a year, I'll be shocked. Happy for them,
Okay.
but shocked. Moving on.
Moving on.
Zach and Kayda.
not my winners, but I don't understand. Both of them felt really butthurt by the fact that they were voted least compatible, or one of the most least compatible couples, which rubbed me the wrong way. Get over
So wrong.
yourselves.
Because
Get
she was
over
yelling,
yourselves.
over this person, over KC. KC did this. I was like, calm down. Someone has to be in the
Seriously.
bottom.
Someone has to, and it was you two. Face it. Their families love each other for one another. It is what it is. I don't know. I think she can do better. He's not my favorite.
Mm-mm.
But I understand them at least making or coming to an agreement that they're exclusive, which I thought that they already were. Basically, putting a fancier spin on the term being closed off. It's not a situationship. That's what I wanted to define on here. I don't know what you define as a situationship. That's not what I define as a situationship. To me.
Look, Trinity did start kind of rubbing me the wrong way by the way she kept, like, doubling down on this thing that she clearly was like, I love Trinity, though. She was like, where I'm from, that's a situationship. Where I'm from, I was like, okay, fine. If you're not boyfriend, girlfriend, you're still a situationship. I do think in some ways situationship has replaced what in the 90s was referred to as boyfriend and girlfriend. I do think at some point, I don't remember if we've talked about it on our USA episodes already, or where or how or whatever. I do think it's really strange that we've gotten to the point where boyfriend girlfriend is kind of the new marriage. Like, let's be real, people used to get married after like 2 weeks all the time. People used to meet each other, fall in love, get married like within 6 months. Like, that was a thing that happened a lot in history. Granted, women couldn't have credit cards or bank accounts or houses on their own, so fair enough. It was a different time. But at some point in the liberation of women and being more free, and men having more access to women, to be fair, and I think this is fucked up. What are you doing?
Don't worry about me.
You're
Continue
just
talking.
spinning around. But I'm just saying, in the time that men have felt like, especially since the apps, everyone is so fucking weird about calling anyone a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And I feel like when I watch any show set in the 90s, if you were dating someone for more than a couple of dates, you would just colloquially, chilly refer to them as your new boyfriend or girlfriend. Some people still, in shows in the 90s, they're saying, like, oh, I have multiple boyfriends and girlfriends. They're fucking around, whatever. But, like, like Sex and the City, I feel like it's always like, oh, Charlotte has a new boyfriend, and she'd be dating someone for like 3 or 4 weeks or seeing them for 2 months. And they were their boyfriend. And then you were dumping them when you stopped seeing them. Like, at some point, it's just become situationships are now, or like just dating people is like the new thing. And you can't, like, there's so much on calling someone your boyfriend or girlfriend. And it's kind of wild to me. So I understand, but also Ian said it best. He said going exclusive in the last week of Love Island is like going on a diet because your fridge is empty.
Yes. Yes. I remember he said that.
Like, what is the point? And Kayda was also so upset by that. And I was like, babe, just let it roll off your back. Like, I feel like she's so upset because she knows that something's a little off.
She has to know. She has to know. She truly cannot be that naive. They're another one that they're a couple that I'll give 3 to 6 months.
Same. I was about to say, it was like 3 to 6 months.
Especially because they live in not even 2 different states, but 2 different countries.
Yeah, and I think that I wouldn't even be surprised if it was less than 3 months, to be honest, because he's so jealous and weird. He's so jealous and weird, and I feel like she'll just go to, like, a press event or something while he's in another country, and a photo will come out, and they'll get into a fight about it. Or they'll just be like, "Listen, listen, let me just take 1 second. I know that Melanie and Sincere get all the pile on for being toxic, which they are, but Kayda and Zach are also toxic. They aren't
Yeah.
nuclear. They aren't nuclear toxic like Melanie and Sincere, but they're a little toxic. The way that they freak out about things and then, like, don't really hold each other accountable and all this shit, they're a little toxic. So either it will end them pretty quickly, or they'll both be hanging on tooth and nail to keep this connection that is not really serving either of them. They're the
Mhm.
kind of couple that I would say would date for a short time, break up for a long time, get back together in 10 years. You
Oh,
know,
I
like if all the
guess.
timing and things work out and they can, like, because Zach especially feels like he's in his first Pokemon evolution, whereas Kate is
Mhm.
probably in her second. And if they both could get to their third Pokemon evolutions, this is for the nerds. You know, they just don't feel like they're fully evolved in themselves to be able to, like, ride that out. I do see that she really loves him, and I do think he really loves her, but they're just not ready.
Mhm. And they're not my winners. So, moving on.
um, should we talk about Aniya and Carl, or should we talk about Melanie and Sincere?
I would like to save Melanie and Sincere for last.
Okay, Aniya and Carl. Cute across the board. Families, cute. Aniya and Carl, cute. So respectful and lovely to her. The producers try to throw a little wrench in the gears because he went, all the girls are so hot. Kate is so hot. And
I
Dylan
don't
went,
remember that.
oh, I remember it because I was like, Carl, don't go turn into a dog on me all of a sudden.
Nah, I think he just meant it like as a compliment.
Probably. He probably was just genuinely looking around and going, wow, everyone is so hot.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember what you're talking about. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was just being nice. Carl and Anaya, winners in my eyes. Sorry, they're my winners. I'll say it right now.
I think so too. Listen, here's my thing. We discussed this. We had a little text conversation last night. Carl and I are my winners, but then part of me is like, I'm not worried about them, like, winning the show because
Mm-hmm.
it seems like Carl's family is from a decent, not decent, that's a terrible word to use, from an affluent background. So,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, a decently wealthy background is what I'm trying to say. Like, they seem like his family's fine. Anaya's family, we know, are doing more than fine. You know,
Right.
like, so if
Her
they
dad's a
don't win
basketball
the,
player.
yeah, so they don't win the money, they will still have money. They also, she's the people's princess at this point. Like, everyone thinks she's so sweet. People rooted for her. People got Carl back to her. People are obsessed with how kind Carl are. Like, at this point, like, Bryce and Trinity are our couple, you know, like, we love them. They're our romance of the year, but Carl and Anaya to me give our unofficial, like, Will and Kate vibes.
You know
Like,
what?
they're almost
I
too
s-
good to be true. They're, like, too perfect, and I could see them just constantly doing charity work and, you know,
yeah.
reading books to
Mm-hmm.
kids together and stuff like that, and having, like, a true fairy tale wedding. Whereas, like, Bryce's grandma said he could see Bryce and Trinity going to DJ events and dancing and going crazy
That's
together. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Different vibes.
That's my
Different
argument.
vibes.
That's my argument. It's just like I saw Carl and Anaya sleeping together, her with her bonnet on, him with his mouth tape on, and I said, "Those are
Okay.
grandma and grandpa, and in the best way possible." Whereas, like, I think I love Trinity and Bryce.
Hmm.
I voted, and I had a really hard time. I was torn between the two, but at the end of the day, I did vote for Carl and Anaya. And here my thing is, Trinity is still really young.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think they're just like that fun couple. Whereas like I do see Carl and Aniya like making a difference in the world. And
I see them getting
Carl's
married, like, for
family,
real.
Carl's family to me gave like crazy rich Asians. We
That's what
already
I'm saying.
know Anaya's family is well off. So I don't want them to win for the money. That's not for the, that wasn't, the intention
Yeah.
behind it.
No, of
Do I
course.
think Bryce and Trinity would benefit more from the money? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
for the title alone, Carl and Anaya. They're
Yeah,
sweet,
or
they're
even just
wonderful.
for how I feel about them, they're my winners, but I also am like, everyone go vote for Trinity and Bryce. That's totally fine. Like, I fully believe that Trinity and Bryce are going to win this whole thing. I
Mm-hmm.
fully believe it. I'm just saying, my winners are Carl and Aniya. And mainly because everyone also says Trinity and Bryce are their winners. So I'm like, I'm just going to say, Carl and Aniya are my winners. I'll give them that extra vote. I want to make sure they're standing there in second place. Because to me, since last week, Bryce and Trinity and Carl and Aniya are the only couples that matter. I think it could have been a final two. They could have dumped everybody else.
Honestly.
Immediately, expeditiously. But yeah, it just in my head, the other reason why I'm like, I will not feel any type of way about Carl and Aniya losing, because I know how loved Trinity and Bryce are, and I know that Trinity was working a job she knew jack shit about to pay her bills, and Bryce has been rolling around with garbage trucks, although I still say, somebody get that man financial literacy classes, because he has said that he has all this money all of a sudden, then loses all the money all of a sudden, has all this money, then has no money, so he has to go work on garbage trucks, spends thousands of dollars to take a girl on a vacation. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce might not have been as broke as he is working on garbage trucks if he could handle his money better. And so if
Right.
he's about to get 50,000 American dollars, which is not that much,
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of other paychecks, somebody take that man to financial literacy classes. But Carl and Aniya will be fine regardless. And I see them getting married. If they don't get married, if they break up, I'm going to be upset.
Well, they first need to make their relationship official. Right now, I feel like they're still in the dating phase. For me, I meant to talk about this when you were talking about situationships and everything. I'm being honest right now, I'm having a really hard time focusing. My ADHD is so bad right now. But I was in a situationship. If I were to define situationship, it's you wanting to be with someone and do all of these coupley things, but not put a title on it, and still want to have the freedom of being like, I'm single and I can do single things, even though I'm doing coupley things with one person, like going on dates, sleeping over their houses, having intimate relations, all of these things, like
Yeah.
saying all of these sweet nothings to them, but then going out with my boys and being like, I'm single, let's get fucked up, let's make out with bitches. It's just disrespectful to me at this point.
I was gonna say, a
To me,
situationship usually is defined by a lack of respect on at least one of the sides for what's going on.
right,
And
right.
the wanting and the believing that something else better is out there constantly, and that one of you at least is still looking for something better than what you have with the person that you are seeing regularly. Because to me, like,
Mm-hmm.
situationship is several steps removed from booty call. It's about frequency of how often you see each other and contact each other. Like, booty calls like once in a while, once a month. But I feel like if you're on more than a once a month basis and doing anything more than literally showing up at each other's houses, banging and bouncing and going about your way, there's anything else going on, you're wandering into situationship territory. If you're agreeing that you're not seeing anybody else, it's not a situationship.
Yes. So getting back to my point, Carl and Anaya, when I think of dating someone, I think of like you're going on, that's what I think of. Like, you can define dating in different terms. You can define dating and seeing other people while you're seeing each other, or you can define dating as being exclusive, where you're going out on dates, but you're only going out on dates with each
With
other.
each
You're
other,
not
yeah.
entertaining other people. And then
You're
being in a
focusing on each other.
relationship, yeah, being in a relationship to me means we are now in a commitment. We are now like practicing some sort of monogamy of like, we are being faithful only to one another. We are not dating. We are like making a statement of like, we're going to work in this relationship to build towards a future. So Carl and Aniya, I think, will date, hopefully put a label on the relationship and live happily ever after. The end.
I want to see the pictures from that wedding. I swear to God, if they break up, I will be really sad. I will be really sad. Like, Carl and Aniya give me hope. A picture of Carl is going on my next vision board. I'm not fucking kidding you. I would like a Carl.
Yeah, I
I
think we
would
all
like a
would.
Carl. He constantly, like, and it's not in a, somehow, like, he really manages to just be, like, decent and not, like, love bomby. But
Mm-hmm.
he's always like, wow, you look so good. He just like always takes the extra step for her, make sure to like hold out his arm. Mama, Mama Carl, I forgot your name. You did such a good job with this young man. You did
Mm-hmm.
such a good job. Such a good job.
Yeah. Well, his dad's in the picture too, so I'm sure his dad had something to do with it as well.
Sure, but sometimes when boys act a certain way,
It's usually because of their moms.
sometimes that's all I'm saying. Moms have weaknesses for their sons. It's true. Usually they're harder on their daughters than they would be on a son. You're a little bit like, oh, my baby boy. And like, they can unintentionally give them complexes or make them feel like they should just be catered to and served and like they can do
Mm-hmm.
no wrong. I'm just saying, his mom did a great job of clearly making him feel very loved and making the family feel very close, but also being like, you need to be a gentleman. I'm raising a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just get whatever you want. You just don't do whatever. Because
Right.
meanwhile, we're about to get to them in a minute. Sincere's dad can like say all that stuff to him, but I'm like, yeah, but why does he think he can act this way
Mm-hmm.
at all? You can say all you want about you wouldn't whatever, but he didn't learn how to be how he is from no one.
Right.
Just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also I just have to mention, did anyone else clock that Carl's sister is named Ellie? Their
Mm.
names are Carl and Ellie, like the characters from Up, and it is not possible for them to have been named after those characters, and it wigged me out.
Mm.
It really freaked me out. I was like, Carl, and he's like, that's my sister Ellie, and I was like, why is that weird to me? Why is that weird to me? And I was like, Carl and Ellie, like an Up.
I think it
Really hit me
was, yeah, it did. I got a text message about it.
immediately. Um, we've already been talking about them a little bit. Bryce and Trinity, they've been boyfriend and girlfriend for a minute. I love that Bryce called out Zach and was like, do you think that this thinking about like how you don't want to make Kayda your girlfriend or whatever, or you still want whatever is maybe why you got voted into the bottom?
Yeah, I mean, they've been together since day one,
Literally.
Trinity and Bryce. So I don't have a lot to say about them just because they've been so about each other, for each other.
I will
They
say
made
I
it
love
through
Bryce's
Casa.
grandma.
Love Bryce's grandma. I love how unfiltered she is. I would want her to be my grandma too. I'd be so proud to have that woman as my grandmother. I love that they embrace Trinity and her family. I love that everyone is getting along.
I'm getting
I think they'll
emotional.
be fine. Oh, it's okay.
No, it's just
I
really
love that.
sweet because just how scared they both were so much, and like especially Trinity
Mm-hmm,
when she talked about dating outside of your race,
mm-hmm.
like how scary that can be for people. I
Yeah.
just like it made me really emotional to see how much they really genuinely their families loved them together and like were already getting along like a house on fire.
Mm-hmm. You know, I will say, I love the interracial couples on this show. I love that,
Yes.
Carl is evidently Asian and Aniya is black, and I love that obviously
More mixed
Trinity and
babies like
Bryce.
me.
Trinity and Bryce, also interracial. It's great to see, and it's comforting to know that that's not really a thing for them. I think from my perspective, and I'm 31, so this is what I grew up seeing. It's more common to see a black man date a white woman than it is for a white woman to date for a black woman to date a white man.
Or anyone else outside of a race, and people get really weird about it. I've seen full internet posts, and I remember them very well because I am mixed. I am black and white, and I find some things people say alarming from a very young age on the internet. And I've actually seen a literal post somewhere out there on Tumblr or whatever where somebody started it with like literally a black woman and an Asian woman could never be a couple, something, something. And then people replied with pictures of said couples and about how happy they were. But it was still like, it's burned into my brain that is a problem that people have or think is strange. And so then when that's in the air around you, regardless of whether or not you feel something about it, it's still going to carry some weight with you. And maybe potentially part of why Aniya was a little bit worried about jumping on that ledge, besides all the other reasons she had, besides her, because she told her mom, she's like, I just had spent so much time with KC. She fully had sunk cost fallacy. Fully. She believed she invested so much in him. And then also Carl was new in a lot of ways. And also I doubt if she's ever dated outside of her race, or like, you know, like maybe she hasn't, especially like it is a rarer pairing to, because at least I feel like it's usually like a black woman and like a Latino man, more likely sometimes, or a black woman and a white man, whatever. Still, like it does, like I can imagine that whether or not she realized that, it could have played on her mind in some way, where it's like, this could be really different for me. But also I'm like, you both play volleyball, your family seem to be kind of in the same world of where they're at. You know, so I'm really glad that we brought him back and that they're happy. But for Trinity and Bryce, I could have seen it being a lot scarier.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm happy for them. If they win, I'm happy for them. Bryce, don't go spending it all in one place.
For real, Bryce. I
do
beg
think
you.
that they'll make it work. I think they're really invested in each other. I don't know if, I mean, as long as Bryce is smart with his money, he can afford to go see his girl. I also think Trinity would move for
100%.
Bryce.
100%. She moved to Los Angeles.
So that's why I'm like, I'm not really worried about them. I'd be surprised if they didn't last a while.
Yeah, I'd give them a year plus easily. I will be pleasantly surprised if it ends in marriage. Pleasantly surprised. But I don't necessarily see it being that. But if it is, get it. Absolutely get it. Huge congratulations. Because I just foresee, I could see some potential headbutting in like actual life between them.
Yeah, but I also think Bryce would be like, I'm so sorry, I love you.
Yeah,
and
basically.
Just keep a
You're right.
happy life.
Yeah.
So.
Oh. And then on to, please. I was so hoping that Melanie would self-evict. In my ideal world, she was walking out hand in hand with her mom and sister and going, actually, my family doesn't support this. I'm done.
No. I told you. I understand Melanie.
I understand her too.
It's disgusting how much I understand her. Why y'all voted her and Sincere to still remain in the villa and be in the top 4 is beyond me.
Because they're trying to keep the core 4 together. They were trying to keep those girls together. But I think everyone who voted for them from the last vote to this vote has done them a true, total, and utter disservice. I hope everyone's clear. Do not give them one single vote in the finale. They need to be the first out.
That's what I'm saying. And You clearly love to see this woman suffer by keeping her in the villa. That's how it feels. It's very like, why are you doing this to her? Everyone, literally everyone on the internet knows what a piece of shit Sincere is. He's not making changes. He's so fucking checked out. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
His body language, you can just tell he's just spewing things out of his mouth, but his body, he's sitting arms crossed saying, "Yeah, I want to be with you." Can't even look at her.
I'll say it again. I'll say it all the time.
I'll say
do
it all
it.
again.
Okay.
I'll make it work. Whatever. Blah blah blah. It's just like, this is typical narcissistic behavior where you're just feeding her bullshit after bullshit after bullshit to make her feel good.
And she
But
clocked it, and
Melanie,
she won't even trust her fucking gut. She said something was up with him when I had that
I
conversation.
know.
He was off. Can you fucking trust yourself, babe? And even when she's standing in the dressing room, look, I made the best choice for myself in the end, no matter what. Always. Like, I've always made the right choice for myself. Blah, blah, blah. And, like, even if it doesn't work, I'll be fine. Then leave him. It's like your mom said, at this point, I'm sure her DMs are full. I'm sure. Like, there's also, I fucking hope, if it's not his behavior, her mom and sister, her friends finally fucking saying something. Thank you to Mama Harvey for clocking Aniya's shit.
That too.
Because she was like, you were not honest with that girl. That man's a piece of shit, basically, is what her mom said. And you should have been telling her that. And then Aniya came, and I understand, because I've been there, where people are like, oh, no, it's fine. And then they're like, actually, that person is a human garbage truck. And you're like, what? You're like, you said things were, huh? What? I've been there. Where people have been supporting something, and then all of a sudden they're like, actually, we woke up first before you because we're on the outside, fucking dead it. And you're like, but you said this and that. Granted, they had zero information before when they said it. These girls had more information. But,
Yeah. My thing is, though, the more people say anything to Melanie, the more it's just going to push her towards Sincere. Everyone needs to just be quiet and let her learn for herself.
but
Even
what about
her
all
mom.
the companies? What about all the companies that are offering her free shit to leave him? She doesn't even need to win the show. She could just live at this point. I bet, like, we did it at my work. We made a post and said, Melanie will give you free food if you leave that man. Their company's offering her lifetime supplies of rose water, tickets to any event she wants, free Billy cheesesteaks. And that's just a few of the posts that I saw that are like, if you leave this man, we will give you X, Y, and Z. So I'm sure there's at least 100 more. At least.
Doesn't matter to her. When I was in her position, you could have offered me $3 million.
Fucking
And I would
please.
have been
As
like,
if.
no,
No
I'm
way.
happy where I'm at.
No way.
I'm being honest with you. I'm telling
I would have
you.
taken the $3 million. I'd have
That's
taken the
you,
concert
though.
tickets and the tacos.
That's you. For someone like Melanie, who's just so wrapped up in the toxicity, you can't see anything else besides that. And yes, her mom made a wonderful, beautiful point, and I even got emotional listening to her mom.
Of course.
Why are you going to give him a second chance when there are so many others waiting for their first?
Literally.
Melanie will get there someday. I know that she will. I have faith that she will. She's got a lot of growing up to do still. But I'm really disappointed. Mostly, I sort of
I'm
expect that
disappointed in
behavior.
America.
I'm disappointed in America. I am disappointed in the fact that you decided it was okay to keep her there, knowing all the things that she's been through, knowing what she's still going through. You're seeing her suffer right before your eyes, and you're seeing her suffer for your own entertainment, which is just nasty.
Enablers. You could
So,
have offered me $3 million and I would not have voted for Melanie and Sincere to be in the final. I've been like, I don't care. Get that girl. And I've said it for weeks. I said, get that girl out of the villa. Not because I didn't like her. I said because she's suffering. And she's not stable enough. She finally came around. She's calmed down and centered herself. And I think maybe she did learn a valuable lesson and like has come down, but still, she suffered so much in there. And they just done her the favor of getting her out. It would have been for her benefit in the end. I can't believe. Like, I saw someone post, oh my god, she misunderstood when we voted for her. Like, it's not working that we voted for her. she doesn't understand that we're voting for her, not for Sincere, and not for her relationship. I'm like, yeah, because you're voting for their relationship at this point. It's not favorite boy, favorite girl anymore.
Right, it's couple. You have to think of them as a couple. Yes, I would have loved for Melanie to win. Sure. Because she suffered so much, and she's still going to continue to suffer. And I genuinely wrote down, I think as soon as they get out of there and he realizes how much work needs to be done, he'll ghost her. That's what it gets.
100%. Slash, I saw someone put together an edit, or not an edit. Someone posted a scene from the Kardashians where apparently everyone got texts about a story about whoever Khloe was with at the time, that there's a video of him making out with somebody else. And they were like, this is going to be Melanie in a month.
Literally.
Is everybody on after the villa, whatever that show's called, going Sincere just got caught cheating on Melanie. Because he can't, literally, it's like, I wanted to try on 2 different gloves, you know?
Oh, comparing
like,
her to a fucking glove. His dad is Phil. I don't know where this family gets their fucking metaphors.
just please.
Can you sit down?
Please. I appreciate his dad saying whatever, but I feel like if his dad was really looking out for her, he would have said, if you are not actually going to do the work, you need to leave her. You need to put her out of her misery and end it. Instead of, we're going to work this out, our family's rooting for you, our family wants you in the family. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't give a fuck what your family wants. Should have done a better job with this young man, because he is ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
It's like you named him Sincere and was like, we don't have to teach him what a truth and a lie is. Like, he'll be fine. His name is Sincere. What could go wrong?
You don't. And like his dad being like, I wasn't gonna come, but I flew all of these miles just to check you. It's like, he's not listening. You could just tell he's not listening to anyone. This man shed more tears over KC leaving than he has over Melanie.
Literally.
That's what really threw me. Is like, this man is sobbing over his friend leaving, but he hasn't shed one single tear over Melanie, over the potential of losing her.
Never. And not once. Not even tears in the eyes, not even like misty eyes. He just going, I know I moved disrespectfully.
Trinity, you didn't explore.
But you're just disregarding what you did to Corbin in the beginning.
It's I take back. So we just recorded our UK episode and I called Cabin the Devil. Sincere is the devil.
Yeah, Sincere
Truly.
is the like, I just don't understand. It's just clashing symbols in his head. Just
yep.
cannot.
I said that before.
Well, I fucking feel for this girl. And the actual worst thing is, she said, you do anything else, I'm gone, you'll never hear from me again, I'm dead to you.
She
won't. Don't believe her. I don't believe her.
She won't.
I don't believe her. She'll cry and she'll take him back, and she'll cry and she'll take him back. It will not be until this man disappears that she will let him go.
Truly.
And which is why, if he fucking cared about her, he'd remove himself from the situation. He would just go, you deserve better. I'm gonna go work on myself. I'll hit you up in a year.
Yes. Which is, I mean, I compared a relationship that I had with someone. I told Gigi about it. It wasn't until this person literally left my life and was like, I can't see you suffering anymore. I don't want to keep hurting you. I know I'm a piece of shit. That's where it ended. Because I was still 10 toes down being like, I'm still here. I'm not going to leave you.
Same, basically, except in my situation, I never genuinely thought that it would become marriage. Like, I never thought it was ever going to be a long-term thing. I thought it could be a little more, but I never thought that it would genuinely, like, from the depths of my soul, like, we belong together, we should be married, whatever. But it's still, oh my God, I hate that one headphone. You put that one headphone back in and I can hear myself again.
I know. My headphones are fucked right now.
Where are your big headphones?
I don't know. And we're almost done, so there's no point in searching for them now.
Okay,
This
fine,
one
anyway,
literally
but
died in like 5 minutes.
okay, fine. But it also literally took this person just, like, disappearing for me to be like, well, I guess we'll never speak again. So it's just like, and it didn't even have to necessarily be that way. It could have ended like I also like called things off plenty of times, and this person would come crawling back and be like, "I'll talk to you," and I'd be like, "Whatever." But I just, I feel for this girl because I don't know how long this is going to go on. I hope it ends within 6 months. I pray for it to be less than a month. But I feel like, honestly, probably it's going to be at least 6 months of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think she deserves better. I agree. I think, like, we felt like she was kind of a lot at the beginning because it was him activating her. And she finally, like, kind of came down when she got used to what this man is doing. And so she grew on me so much. I went from being like, I don't really fuck with that girl to like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
Not okay,
I
fine.
think it
Being
was the
like,
same.
Melanie, I like you and I just want you to get away from this man. And in my ideal world, she would have left with her mom and sister. But in my new ideal world, she gets out. Her sister sends her all the companies that are offering her free shit to leave this man, and to realize that the entire world wants you to leave this man. It's not just your friends or your family saying this person's not good for you. It's literally multi-million-dollar corporations going like, babe,
I don't know what I mean, she said so herself. She had all the Casa boys, her mom, her sister, his own father being like, I know he moves disrespectfully. And she's still, I mean, at least she's like saying, like, I don't know if we're gonna work or what we're gonna do on the outside. I don't know if we're gonna date when we get on the outside, but she's just
I don't believe
making
you.
the most. I don't believe her either. If they win, America, you're fucked.
Clown shit. The
Absolute
only
clown shit.
world I'd be happy in which she wins is if it's still the two envelope situation. The producers make sure to give her the money and that they sat in the back room, because this is the only time it would have been acceptable. For those who don't know the Love Island lore, I do not remember right now whether or not they present two envelopes in the US. In the UK, they've stopped doing it. What used to happen on the UK and what maybe still happens on the US, I don't fucking know. They would give the winning couple each an envelope, and they'd each open it. One person technically has the money. And then they say, were you here for love or for money? And the person who got the check has to say whether they want to keep it for themselves or share it with their partner. The only world in which I would be happy is if the producers take Melanie to the side and they go, if you get the envelope, do not share it with that man. Say you're keeping it and that you were here for money, regardless of what you fucking feel. Because of the way this is the only world in which anyone in history, any public in history, because no one ever keeps the money for themselves because they know that they would be hated. They would be hated because it's Love Island. And this is why they stopped doing it, because no one was ever going to do it. But if Melanie had the opportunity to keep the fucking money, the world would rejoice. Bells would be ringing, children would be in the streets with ticker tape and flags. Like, that's the only way I would be happy with her winning, is if the producers make sure she gets the envelope with the money and they tell her, do not say you will share it with that man.
Yeah,
Say,
at this
you can
point,
fuck off. This is my
it
money.
would be her settlement money.
Literally. Literally. But otherwise, please stop voting for them. Please. I beg.
Well, the vote's closed now, so we'll see tomorrow.
They usually let people vote during the show in the UK. I don't know. During they usually let them vote during the final for like the first half hour. I'm sweating from all the yelling
It's
I've done.
okay.
And that's the tea.
And that's the tea. I feel drained.
Truly, Melanie and Sincere are so draining. They're so toxic. But this is not the end of our US season. We will be back to talk about who wins, how the results went out, and we're also going to do some version of awards or something for the cast and how we felt about this season, just as a fun little wrap 'em up.
Yeah.
That will probably come out on Monday or Tuesday after the finale. But thank you so much to everyone who's listened. It's been an amazing season. We are continuing to do daily episodes about UK, and we will be moving on to doing probably weekly episodes after UK wraps up. And we'll also start working on getting on YouTube, getting on wherever. We do have video on Spotify. If you missed that, if you haven't been on Spotify, if you want to see video. But yeah, we deeply appreciate all of you for listening. And if you have any last things to say to us, we would love a rating or a review on Apple or a rating on Spotify, comments, a little love on Instagram or TikTok, which is where can you find us, Mimi, for the socials?
You can find us at Love Island Tea Time on Instagram or TikTok, and you can find us on X at capital LI Tea Time Pod.
Yes. You have anything to say, girly?
I'm hungry.
You don't want to say thank you to the people?
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I'm so distracted going over the laundry list of things I have to do right after this. And no, but I am super grateful for everyone that's been listening. Even if you sit through our tangents and monologues and the fact that we Google everything, it just shows that you're fans just like us, and this has been a journey for sure. Obviously it's not over, but I'm just feeling very grateful for anyone that streams and listens and leaves comments and talks about the same things that we talk about, because we really did start this just as a passion project, I guess you could say. And yeah, I mean, love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys. And if you feel like sticking around to hear our thoughts after the finale, you will hear from us, probably on Monday. Monday or Monday at midnight or something like that. But yeah, until then, bye.
Bye.